Happy Thursday! Welcome back to another bonus episode of The Cabin Podcast. And if you're joining us for the first time, somehow on a bonus episode, we are the official podcast of Discover Wisconsin. I'm Susan Foch.
I'm Eric Paulson.
I'm Audio Dave.
Today, we are combining two of our favorite topics, our listeners' favorite topics, which is all things like hiking, camping, Wisconsin state parks, and hidden gems. Specifically, we are excited to be partnering this episode with the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources to share their recommendations for 5 hidden gem state parks around Wisconsin that you probably have not visited, but absolutely need to because they are so stinking stunning. And honestly, who's better to ask than the people who spend day in and day out at the state parks and what their favorite recommendations are. So we chose 5 state parks. Every corner of the state, plus 1 in central Wisconsin. So everyone got some love in this episode.
Yeah.
And we're excited to talk state parks, you guys.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Northeast Wisconsin, the first one up is Governor Thompson State Park in Griffith.
I do believe that's the second newest state park in the system.
Is
It
it?
was established in 2000. And it's out there. I mean, it's out a ways. It's north and kind of northwest of Crivets in Marinette County. And it's very huge. It's very natural. It's very pretty. Over 2,800 acres of woods. Family campground, picnic. Woods Lake flows through there, so there's a nice beach there. Hiking trails, 6 miles of shoreline. And there's a lot of flowages in that area of the state. Cauldron Falls is the one that goes through there. And it's a great getaway place. Governor Thompson State Park is one of the more chill state parks. And that's one of the reasons it's a hidden gem is because it's newer, not as well known. And it doesn't have if you go to a park like Devil's Lake where everybody knows, oh, there's Devil's Rock and there's this. There's not as many of those benchmark things in Governor Thompson State Park, but there is a lot to do if you're a pure recreation, pure camping, get away from it all kind of person.
So down to southeast Wisconsin, this is an important note. So it's Point Beach State Forest, which... Yeah, so state forests are counted within the state park system.
Yeah, you need a state park pass to access it. And I thought it was part of this. Well, I guess it is kind of part of the state park system.
Yeah.
But its official title is state forest.
Yeah, but it all falls under the umbrella of state parks, which is why we've included it in here. And that is in Two Rivers, Wisconsin.
Cool thing about Point Beach, there's a lot of beautiful forest, but the Raleigh Point Lighthouse is I won't call it a hidden gem, the lighthouse itself, because it sticks out.
Seems like you don't want to hide a lighthouse.
No, you don't. Very good point.
But in terms of the tourist attraction, it is now. Yes.
It is the tallest lighthouse on the Great Lakes. Definitely a great spot to check out. And it's literally on the border with Two Rivers.
Well, keeping our travel going, so to southwest Wisconsin, I think this is the one that we were all really excited about, that we do love. So it's a hidden gem, but we all love it, which is Wyalusing State Park. And is it Bagley? Bagley. How do you say it?
However a Wisconsin accent would do it. I say Bagley, but a lot of people would say Bagley.
Bagley.
That's its mailing address.
Yeah.
It's just south of Prairie du Chien.
Yep. You can see Prairie du Chien from up on the cliff.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Well, and the reason you can see Prairie du Chien is because the topography right there, second to none.
It's incredible. You get the most incredible panoramic views. It sits 500 feet above the confluence where the Mississippi River and the Wisconsin River meet. So you are just looking over. If you are able to score one of the campsites on the ridge, you get to your last view before you go to bed gets to be the sun setting over that swamp area, and all of the water from those rivers meeting reflects the beautiful sky, and it is just magical.
It's remarkable at sunrise too.
Yeah.
Or so I've heard, because I won't get up that early, but it is. You are literally on a cliff. You're perched above everything on those campsites right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were there couple of weeks ago. I managed to catch a sunrise just because my back was not having sleeping on the ground anymore, and I was just like, well, Might as well go watch the sunrise.
That'll happen on camping, yeah. Some really great hiking trails where you're climbing the rocks and you're threading.
Yeah.
Some of these rocks have a little split. You walk right between them, and it's very cool. Canoeing is great. The biking is great. There's a lot of big biking trails there. Bluff top overlooks, including some Native American mounds, several natural ones, and there's a poignant, yet at times sad, salute to the passenger pigeon on one of those overlooks. And by the way, compared to, say, Governor Thompson, it is one of the oldest state parks in the system. It's been there for a long, long time. I think 1917?
Yeah,
it's over 100 years old.
Off the top of your head, do you know what the first state park was?
Was it Devil's Lake or was it? No, I think it was Peninsula.
Was it?
But I know the next one we're going to talk about is also right up there as one of the oldest because it is also just over 100 years old as well.
Oh, really?
Interstate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
we
it.
Googled that at the same time.
Yep.
Interstate State Park. Okay. I stand corrected.
Okay, but that's not our hidden gem. Our next hidden gem in the Northwest is Pattison State Park in Superior. Pattison State Park in Superior.
Named after one Martin Pattison, whose great-grandkid is one of my dad's best friends.
Oh. All right, then.
Martin Pattison was a rich lumber and iron ore guy who lived in what is today the Fairlawn Mansion in Superior. And there is a beautiful area south of Superior, and this is where Pattison State Park is. And there is a gorgeous waterfall there, the highest in the state, fourth highest east of the Rockies, called Big Manitou Falls, which I'll talk more about in a second. But the state was thinking about building a dam upriver from the Black River up there where that thing is. And he didn't want them to do that. So what he did is he secretly bought up all the land, including from the farmers who owned the land where the waterfall was. He bought up like 660 acres, which is just over a square mile, and donated it to the state.
Yeah.
On the condition they make it a state park.
That's awesome.
And he passed away, I think a year or two before that actually finished happening. But they dedicated Pattison State Park in 1920. Nice. And it is home. Highway 35, by the way, which is not the Great River Road at this point. You're way too far north. It cuts right through the middle of the park, so you can't miss it if you're driving to Superior on 35. And Big Manitou Falls is, a couple hundred feet to the west. And it is spectacular, 165 feet high. And just whether the water is running down a trickle or roaring over it, it is a beautiful view. And you can see it from multiple perspectives. There's a deck that hangs out on the north side of it. There's a trail with a rock wall that you can just kind of lean on and look over on the south side of it. And you can get really close to it, too.
Nice.
So it's very, very cool. And that's Big Manitou. That means there might be a Little Manitou. And there is upriver, and it's actually a twin falls.
Yeah.
It's called Little Manitou Falls, but it's a twin, and it's much shorter. It's only 31 feet high, but it's still really cool the way it forks, and you can get really, really close to that one too. So you are really at one with the waterfalls at Pattison State Park. There's a nice lake in between, a 1,400-acre park. There's a beach there, a really good nature center, very comprehensive. A lot of hiking trails, camping. Fall colors are spectacular, and fall arrives early there. So
Yeah. Well, that sounds just gorgeous. And we have one last hidden gem state park on this list, which is in central Wisconsin, and it is in Wapaka. It's Hartman Creek State Park.
It's so hidden, I haven't been there.
I was going to say, have you been to this one, Eric?
None of us have.
Ooh, okay. So I'm so glad we have
DNR's
talking points.
The DNR gave us some stuff on this one.
So this one is right on the beautiful Channel Lakes.
Camping, boating, swimming, horseback riding. There are mountain biking opportunities too. And that's not a rough terrain region, but there's enough mountain biking kind of hills, just enough.
And if that's not your style, I'm actually pretty excited because they mentioned and shared with us something so perfect for this podcast, which is a beautiful historic log cabin.
The
Very nice.
House.
How on brand. I love it. Some of the pictures there are gorgeous, and I'll make sure that those are on our Instagram page today when the episode goes live. And then again, my other favorite activity when we do these kinds of hiking and biking and things, which is it's picnicking. Like make a charcuterie board, bring some wine, have a great day.
Some of those sandwiches, we're talking charcuterie board.
I love a good picnic.
You grew up on Lunchables, didn't you?
I did. I love a good picnic moment. And they also make the note to do it on crystal clear Marley. So there you have it. 5 beautiful hidden gem state parks, so hidden that not even we have been to all of them.
Yeah.
Crazy.
One of those parks none of us have visited, which
Yeah.
now
So I
that
think
has
now
to
we
change.
have to. Yes.
We'll have to go to Hinder Brewing Company afterwards and have a beer.
Perfect.